Well, I'm on the farm here today and looking over my John Deere 335 baler and trying to decide whether to keep this baler, run it like it is to the extent I can, do a refurb on it, or just sell it and move on to something else. And here's the problem I got. And it may be a problem, it may not be a problem, it may be something in between. So I was doing some round baling out here in this field on the first cut that we made, and it was a real thin, short, and it was really dry first cut. And I had issues with the baler. It would get a bale started, and then it would the belts would just stop turning, and this roll down here, this roll down here would start spinning. And it's the first time I've seen smoke come off this baler. And of course you see all these balers that are charred ruins, and if you want to get your heart racing, let your baler let out a little bit of smoke. Well, so what I'd have to do is eject the bale, and if I couldn't turn the belts, I couldn't, put twine on it. So caused me concern, and so I started digging into it, and what would cause the belts on a round baler not to turn? Well, if the rubber on the drive rolls are worn or missing, and there's one down here and there's one up here, this one, it's actually right here, and if the rubber on the rolls is worn down real bad or missing, then the belts can slip. And there's different things you can do to repair that. One of them is, and which I've got, you can buy some traction tape and put on these where this rubber is. And I actually bought some. It's 3M Safety Walk. I'm very skeptical that would work, but some people use it, and then they'll say, well, you have to put it on like once a year or twice a year. And why would that be advantageous? Well, the first thing is you don't have to take the roller out to put it on. The second thing is you don't have to buy another roller. So what are the options with the roller? So besides the traction tape, the other option is you take the roller out, and there are some places that'll recoat these rolls. I'm kind of skeptical about that myself. And then the other option is to buy brand new rollers. And when I say rollers, it's because they recommend that you replace this one and the one up here at the same time, because if the rubber's worn thin and a new roller, the rubber is thick, you've got different diameters, and the belts will destroy one of the other rollers because they're not, obviously the circumference is different, and it supposedly, if they're not equal diameters, then you got a problem, and you can destroy the new roller. So the condition of the rollers on here. So if I look in here, and what I'm seeing, it's hard to see, but there's pretty good rubber on this side, but when I get over to here, it's thinned down. And same thing over there, and over here, this one is particularly wore on this side. And let me go around to this other side. It's almost like they're material that's You see how that is? It's almost like the material has been gouged out of that roll. Now, we didn't have this issue last year with this baler, and so I'm hoping that the big problem was just the condition of the hay, and maybe my technique in trying to get it to roll. I've since read things that slow down the RPM, speed up the ground speed, that kind of thing. And first round baler we've had on this farm, so I don't really have a rich history of making round bales. And so I've been looking at round balers, a potential replacement. I've thought about buying another John Deere 335 for a parts baler. I like a 4x4 baler. It just kind of suits what we're doing here. And but here's the thing. Just about every round baler that I've looked at is in terrible shape. It makes this baler almost look like a new one. And so it makes me think, well, maybe what I need to do is spend whatever money I need to spend on this round baler. Even if I've got more in repairs than I got in the baler itself, at least when I get on the other end of the repairs, I know what I got, which at that point would be practically a new round baler for all intent and purposes. I mean, there's a gearbox and there's a bunch of rollers. The belts have still got a couple of steps left on them. There's no real chunks missing except over here on this belt right here. There's a little bit on the side of that belt that has for some reason rubbed off. Not sure what's going on with that, but all in all, aside from just being old and somewhat, I don't know if the word's dry rotted, but when they go around the rolls up there, you can see some little cracks in the belt as it goes around. I don't know if that's a big deal or not. So I'd like to replace the tines and put the later model 335s had a green pickup, and they had a pickup tine that was maybe an inch and a half longer, something like that. So before I do anything, I'm going to run it like it is again. I'm going to run it in hay that's not short, like really short and dry. Here's some hay that fell off of it. You can see this is what I was trying to bale. Well, it's probably bigger. That's probably not really true. That's more like chaff, but the stuff I had was pretty short and it was dry. I have a little concern about my hydraulic cylinders holding closed. I never really experienced the gate come open when the belt stalled, but it made me wonder if the cylinders, if that much cylinder was exposed, or maybe that much, when I went to start the bale, would that be enough to cause the belts to slip? I really don't know. Like I said, I'm not a guru on round balers, but so that's kind of what I'm up against here on this John Deere baler, and I'm considering all options from repairing to replacing, and I think my strategy right now is going to be put it in hay that's you know, taller and more of a normal cut, and see how it goes. And if it works, that'll be great. What I don't want to do is sink a lot of money into this thing if I don't have to. And then if the belts slip, I'll try this traction tape. I'm very skeptical of this stuff. If anybody's used it with success, I'd like to hear about it in the comments. And so it may be that the baler's fine. Maybe I need to just hone my technique a little bit. And so let me just kind of leave it there. Again, when I look at other balers compared to this one, they look really bad. And you know, if we were just talking about replacing tines down here and replacing belts, I don't have a problem with that. But when we get into these drive rollers, that gets really expensive. But on the other hand, it's a fraction of the price of a new baler, and really the fraction of the price of a used baler in many ways. The price of equipment has just gone berserk. But the price of the hay that we're selling is, at least with round bales around here, is the price point hasn't changed, I don't think. So that's the video, the John Deere 335, just kind of pondering whether to run it as it is, make some repairs, keep it, sell it, buy something else, buy another baler to go with it. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll talk to you later.